Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the upcoming video games of August 2016. I'm Globku from Magical Noob, and I'll be taking you through the main releases of the month. The Unto the Evil DLC for Doom should release sometime this week. It's a multiplayer DLC with 3 new multiplayer maps, a new demon, new weapons and equipment. Paired up with the recent update which brought 2 new game modes, this will give you plenty more to do in Doom's multiplayer. And sometime in August, Bethesda should be releasing the last bit of story DLC for Fallout 4 in Nuka World. Abzu has been described as Underwater Journey, which is a pretty accurate description. We'll have a review of this on the channel first thing tomorrow, but as I make this video I'm still under embargo, so I can't tell you much about it. It's a game about exploration underwater, and it is gorgeous. The first episode of Telltale's Batman is coming out on the same day. You'll play as Batman in the typical Telltale game style of point-and-click adventure with dialogue choices. What if Tetris had physics? That's the concept of Tricky Towers. It can be played in 4-player multiplayer, both local and online, with several game modes at your disposal. It's a fresh take on one of the most classic games of all time, and on PS4, it's one of August's free PlayStation Plus games. This is the Police was a successful Kickstarter that's also coming to Steam on August 2nd. It's a strategy game where you manage your police staff, respond to emergencies, and investigate crimes, and it's also a story-driven adventure game with a story of corruption, crime, and intrigue. Plus, this game's got style. Overcooked comes out on the following day, and it's a local multiplayer cooking game. In it, you have to coordinate with your team in several unusual kitchens that mutate constantly, forcing you to communicate and adapt on a regular basis. There's a single player mode, but trust me, this only really shines as a multiplayer game. One of the most anticipated games comes out on August 9th, No Man's Sky, the biggest open world ever built, promising you the freedom to do as you please, go wherever you want, and slowly make your way to the center of the galaxy. By the way, I know there's a guy who already beat the game in 30 hours. I'm trying to stay away from spoilers, so if you could at least not tell me what's at the center of the galaxy in the comments, I'd really appreciate it. I want to see that for myself. Spinning robots performing a dance of destruction, that's what you can expect from Blade Ballet. Each robot has special abilities. There are several arenas at your disposal that are not only visually different, but also have different mechanics. Looks like fun. Brutal is a dungeon crawler that can be played cooperatively with a unique visual style. It looks like ASCII art taken into a 3D environment, which is very unusual. Other than that, it's a roguelike hack and slash. Reigns is a relatively simple game. You play as a king sitting on his throne and listen to countless requests from different characters. By swiping to the left or to the right, you'll give a different answer. You can choose to be a benevolent king or a tyrant, but some choices will have deadly consequences. Typo Man came out at the end of the last year for Wii U. It's a side-scrolling puzzle platformer with a unique approach to puzzles. You'll find letters in the world, and the words formed by those letters impact everything around it. But you can rearrange the letters, forming different words, causing a different impact. It's an original concept that's coming to the PC as Typo Man Revised. Bound is another gorgeous game. Maybe this is like Ballerina Journey? I actually don't know. It's a 3D platformer where all your movement is represented through dance, and god damn, it looks good! Grow Up is Ubisoft's follow-up to last year's Grow Home, which gave us a new approach to 3D puzzle platforming. Grow Home looks to bring some new abilities to our little friend Bud and allow you to explore an even bigger world. Metroid Prime Federation Force is a spin-off of the Metroid Prime series. It's a first-person shooter that can be played cooperatively up to 4 players. The game also offers a sports game mode called Blast Ball with 3v3 multiplayer support, kinda like Rocket League but with mechs. Vroom, 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 vroom. Deus Ex Mankind Divided is another huge release in August. It's the sequel to Human Revolution set 2 years after its events, and the gameplay has been improved in virtually every way, giving you more stealth options, more explosive options, more hacking, more everything. Can't wait to put my hands on this one. Worms WMD seems to be adding some new things to the Worms formula. This time there are buildings the worms can enter, vehicles you can use, and there's crafting. Yeah, not touching that one. And also guest characters from all kinds of games. Madden NFL comes out on the same day. Don't ask me anything about football, I have no idea about these games. The King of Fighters 14 is the very first King of Fighters to be rendered entirely in 3D, but it still keeps the 2D fighting plane like Street Fighter. It features an impressive roster of 46 characters at launch, and at this point, you already know if you want to play it or not. Abduction, the spiritual successor to Myst, was pushed back to August 24th, as the devs found some gameplay mechanical bugs during the last development cycle. That's why it didn't come out in July. Attack on Titan Wings of Freedom is a game by Omega Force, so it kinda works like the Dynasty Warriors games in terms of structure, but takes the abilities and characters from the Attack on Titan anime. You can travel freely with your 3D gear and slash up the back of Titans' necks, but according to reviewers who played the Japanese version, it's very repetitive. If you don't know God Eater, it's kinda like Monster Hunter, but instead of furries, you get anime teenager in a post-apocalyptic Japan. God Eater 2 Rage Burst takes place 3 years after God Eater Burst and makes a few changes to the gameplay but keeps most of its formula. I can't believe you guys want me to talk about this game. Like, seriously, what is this? What? And we close this edition of Upcoming with Legion. The most famous MMO in the world is getting another expansion that is doing what expansions do, raising the level cap, adding a new area, new dungeons, new raids, a new class, all that jazz. And those are the upcoming games of August 2016. As usual, let us know which games you're excited to play this month in the comments below. Like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe for more gaming goodness, and I've been Globku. Thank you for watching. Bye.